Hearts of Stone took The Witcher 3's already legendary storytelling and distilled it into a more focused, emotionally charged experience. Moving away from world-ending stakes, it offered a deeply personal, morally gray tale inspired by Faustian legend. Geralt's entanglement with the enigmatic Gaunter O'Dim and the tragic Olgierd von Everick delivered some of the game's most memorable characters and dialogue. With quests that blended humor, horror, and heart, like crashing a wedding while possessed or infiltrating a haunted mansion, the DLC showcased CD Projekt Red's narrative creativity at its peak. Hearts of Stone stood as a refined, unforgettable story, rivaling the main game itself.
Iceborne didn't just expand Monster Hunter World, it redefined it. Introducing the massive icy region of Hoarfrost Reach, the DLC brought an ecosystem as rich and detailed as anything in the base game. Most notably, it added the long-awaited Master Rank, drastically raising difficulty by overhauling monster behavior and attack patterns. Iconic new monsters like Velkhana joined returning fan favorites such as Tigrax and Nergacuga, making every hunt feel fresh and challenging. With its sheer volume of content, mechanical improvements, and heightened endgame, Iceborne felt more like a true sequel than an add-on. For many, it became the definitive Monster Hunter experience.
Phantom Liberty didn't just expand Cyberpunk 2077, it redefined it, helping the game finally fulfill its original promise. Introducing a gripping spy thriller storyline set in the new Dogtown district, the DLC delivered a cinematic experience rivaling Hollywood, with standout performances by Idris Elba as Solomon Reed and Sasha Grey as Songbird. Along with deeper development of Johnny Silverhand, the character work was top tier. Alongside the massive 2.0 update, which overhauled skill trees, AI, vehicle combat, and police systems, the DLC elevated the gameplay significantly. With impactful choices and even a new ending, Phantom Liberty became a turning point, transforming Cyberpunk 2077 into the game fans always hoped it would be.
Minerva's Dent elevated BioShock 2's foundation to new heights in storytelling, atmosphere, and philosophical depth. Set in Rapture's central AI hub, players take on the role of Subject Sigma, uncovering the story through the voice logs of Charles Milton Porter, a brilliant programmer. The DLC explores complex themes like artificial intelligence, humanity, memory, and the creator-creation relationship, offering a more personal and philosophical narrative than the main game. Its powerful twist ending is regarded as one of the series' best moments, with expertly designed levels full of puzzles, secrets, and challenging combat. Minerva's Den balances gameplay and story perfectly. It deepens the franchise's philosophical questions and leaves a lasting impact beyond mere entertainment.
Undead Nightmare transformed Red Dead Redemption's Wild West world in a completely unexpected way, setting a new standard for what a DLC can achieve. It blended the serious, realistic Western atmosphere with a thrilling zombie apocalypse, creating a fresh and surprising experience. John Marston's quest to save his family from the undead was both tense and infused with Rockstar's signature dark humor. The eerie, foggy landscapes and relentless zombie hordes replaced sunny plains and outlaws, adding a unique horror comedy balance. More than just an expansion, it felt like a standalone game with its own complete story and distinct tone, making Undead Nightmare one of the most iconic and innovative DLCs in gaming history.
Artorias of the Abyss didn't just add content to Dark Souls, it became one of its most essential and beloved parts. The DLC deepened the game's mysterious lore, telling the tragic tale of Knight Artorias and his doomed battle against the Abyss. It tied together fragments of the main game's story, offering emotional depth and greater world cohesion. Iconic boss fights like Artorias and Manus push players to their limits, both mechanically and emotionally. New areas like Ulysseal Township and the Abyss expanded the world with haunting beauty and danger. This DLC filled narrative gaps, enriched the world, and delivered unforgettable, lore-defining experiences. Blood and Wine took The Witcher 3's already legendary world and storytelling and expanded it into a stunning, standalone experience. Set in the vibrant land of Toussaint, with its sun-soaked vineyards, colorful castles, and knightly ideals, it offered a rich contrast to the war-torn regions of the main game. The DLC featured a gripping mystery involving vampires, political intrigue, and moral choices that led to multiple dramatic endings. With unforgettable characters like Regis and Detloff, new enemy types, and over 30 hours of content, it felt more like a full sequel than an expansion. Polished, mature, and narratively complex, Blood and Wine became a masterpiece in its own right. Heavensward didn't just expand Final Fantasy XIV, it elevated it to an entirely new level, marking a turning point in MMO storytelling. While A Realm Reborn laid a solid foundation, Heavensward surpassed it in every way, with richer drama, deeper characters, and a narrative that tackled war, racism, sacrifice, and political intrigue. Its emotional weight rivaled, even surpassed, many AAA single-player RPGs. The addition of flight revolutionized exploration, unveiling hidden secrets, and vertical world design. For many, this was when Final Fantasy XIV truly realized its potential. Heavensward transformed a good MMO into a legendary Final Fantasy experience, making the base game feel like merely a prologue.
Tiny Tina's assault on Dragon Keep didn't just build on Borderlands 2's gameplay, it reimagined it with unmatched creativity, humor, and emotional depth. This DLC transforms the sci-fi shooter into a chaotic Dungeons & Dragons-style adventure narrated by the unpredictable and hilarious Tiny Tina. Her spontaneous rule changes and fourth-wall-breaking jokes infuse the game with absurd charm, while the fantasy setting offers a brilliant contrast to the original's world. Beneath the laughs lies a surprisingly heartfelt story about grief and loss, giving Tina emotional depth rarely seen in the main game. Many fans consider this DLC more engaging and memorable than Borderlands 2's Cordenaria.
The old hunters took Bloodborne's already nightmarish brilliance and elevated it in every way: story, lore, difficulty, and atmosphere. Exploring the origins of the hunter's dream and early hunters, the DLC uncovered long-buried truths about the Great Ones and deepened the mystery of the Pthumerian legacy. It introduced unforgettable bosses like Ludwig, Lawrence, and the brutal Orphan of Kaz, offering some of the series' most intense fights. New trick weapons and gear, such as the Rakuyo and Simon's Bowblade, expanded build diversity and tactical options. For many, the old hunters wasn't just DLC. It was the second act of Bloodborne's masterpiece, completing and surpassing the base game in depth and design.